If you're over 50 and your joints are growing stiffer with each passing year, you're not getting older by yourself. Your body is begging for relief. Most people think pain relief starts with pills. But research shows the right plant-based proteins can reduce inflammation, restore joint tissue, and ease pain naturally. Imagine waking up with less stiffness, being able to walk without that grinding pain, and getting stronger each week. By eating foods you can find in any supermarket, watch to the end. Your joints will thank you. 1. Lentils. Lentils are not much to look at when they're on the plate, but inside your body, they act like a firm support system, especially for joints that have been subjected to decades of wear and tear. Once you've passed the age of 50, joint wear and tear is more than a passing nuisance. Cartilage loses its thickness, connective tissue dries out, and inflammation sets in without you even noticing. Lentils, which are protein-rich, fight against that. One cooked cup gives you about 18 grams of pure plant-based protein, enough to help preserve muscle, restore tissue, and even rebuild cartilage when combined with the right nutrients. Lentils do not stop there, however. They are packed with magnesium, a mineral that helps regulate nerve impulse transmission and muscle contraction, both of which directly affect joint sensitivity and flexibility. Magnesium deficiency is common among the elderly and is typically followed by chronic pain and heightened inflammation. Lentils quietly labor to fill that gap. Their benefit extends to the gut too. Lentils are high in soluble fiber, which feeds beneficial gut bacteria. Those bacteria not only help with absorption, they produce short-chain fatty acids that soothe systemic inflammation, including joint inflammation. That's significant because joint pain often has its origin in immune overactivity, and silencing it from the inside is far better than masking symptoms with medication. Lentils also supply iron, zinc, and antioxidants, nutrients that repair cells, carry oxygen to tissues, and gradually rebuild connective tissues. And because lentils are so easily digested, they're easy on older digestive systems that can no longer manage dense animal proteins. Eaten every day in soups, stews, or even cold salads, lentils are turned from fuel into everyday relief for aching joints, going to work to reduce stiffness, increase flexibility, and restore natural movement. 2. Chickpeas. Chickpeas are not only a hipster staple for making hummus, they are a clinically smart choice for anyone struggling with joint pain after 50. Packed with roughly 15 grams of protein per cup, they help build lean muscle that absorbs joint pressure and facilitates movement stabilization. But protein is only the tip of the iceberg. Chickpeas are also rich in vitamin B6 and folate, both of which play a direct role in connective tissue repair and collagen synthesis. These B vitamins also regulate homocysteine levels, a substance that, when elevated, has been shown to promote inflammation and joint structural deterioration over time. That's not all chickpeas do. They're rich in essential trace minerals, copper and manganese, that serve as cofactors for enzymes that make collagen and cartilage. Those structural proteins are the scaffolding for your joints. Take them away, and ligaments become brittle, joint space gets smaller, and pain gets worse. Eating chickpeas on a regular basis provides your body with the raw materials it needs to keep those structural supports in place. And chickpeas are anti-inflammatory by nature. They not only avoid the induction of immune responses, they also actively help reduce inflammatory markers that are responsible for pain and swelling. For seniors managing arthritis, morning stiffness, or painful knees after walking, chickpeas offer steady relief, not through magic, but through consistent support. They're easy to cook, affordable, and versatile. Roast them as snacks, stir them into grain bowls, or blend them into dips. Every serving is a step toward calmer joints and stronger, more stable movement. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. And chickpeas make that progress easier, one meal at a time. 3. Hemp seeds. Hemp seeds are one of the most concentrated plant-based sources of joint supportive nutrition, and they deserve far more attention than they get, especially after age 50, when the body's ability to repair itself starts to slow. Just 3 tablespoons of hemp seeds contain nearly 10 grams of complete protein, meaning they provide all 9 essential amino acids your body can't produce on its own. These amino acids are the building blocks your joints depend on to maintain cartilage, repair connective tissue, and keep surrounding muscles strong enough to reduce pressure on inflamed areas. But hemp seeds go beyond just protein. They're also packed with omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids in a near-perfect ratio for reducing inflammation. Most people think of fish when they hear omega-3s, but hemp seeds provide a plant-based alternative that's easier to digest and far gentler on the stomach. These healthy fats directly support the lubrication of joints and can help reduce stiffness and swelling, especially in conditions like osteoarthritis. They also help regulate immune response, which is critical because many joint problems are fueled by underlying autoimmune or inflammatory conditions. Hemp seeds are also a strong source of gamma-linolenic acid, GLA, a rare fatty acid shown to reduce joint tenderness and improve mobility in people with arthritis. Beyond fats and protein, hemp seeds offer magnesium, phosphorus, zinc, and vitamin E, a combination that supports muscle recovery, bone strength, and cellular repair. You can sprinkle them on salads, stir them into oatmeal, or blend them into smoothies. They have a mild, nutty flavor and require no prep or cooking. For anyone over 50 trying to calm chronic joint irritation while building strength from the inside out, hemp seeds are one of the simplest and smartest foods to add to your routine. 4. Quinoa. Quinoa is often mistaken for a grain, but it's actually a seed, and one of the only plant-based sources of complete protein. That means it contains all the essential amino acids your body needs to repair tissues, including those that cushion and stabilize the joints. 1 cup of cooked quinoa delivers around 8 grams of high-quality protein, but it also comes with bonus nutrients that directly impact joint comfort and longevity. What sets quinoa apart is its rich content of manganese, magnesium, and iron, minerals that support cartilage development, improve circulation to joint tissue, and help regulate the nervous system's response to pain. Magnesium, in particular, plays a direct role in reducing muscle tension around joints, which eases mechanical strain and increases range of motion. Iron helps deliver oxygen to tired tissues, speeding up recovery after walking, bending, or climbing stairs. And manganese is crucial for producing enzymes that rebuild cartilage and prevent early joint degeneration, something that becomes more important with every passing year. Quinoa also contains flavonoids like quercetin and kaempferol, which have natural anti-inflammatory effects. These compounds help suppress the overactive immune responses that drive swelling and tissue breakdown in joint conditions. Unlike rice or wheat, quinoa won't spike blood sugar, which is important because excess glucose can feed inflammation and accelerate cartilage damage over time. Quinoa is easy to cook, quick to flavor, and versatile enough to serve hot or cold. Whether used as a base for veggie bowls, added to soups, or tossed with greens and olive oil, it delivers steady support for your joints without the heaviness or stiffness that often follows heavy animal protein. And because it's naturally gluten-free, it's gentler on the gut, another benefit for reducing systemic inflammation and protecting long-term joint mobility. 5. Spirulina. Spirulina may be tiny, a microscopic blue-green algae, but its impact on aging joints is anything but small. For people over 50 dealing with stiffness, swelling, or nagging pain that seems to linger after every walk or workout, spirulina offers a concentrated natural solution that works from the inside out. What makes it powerful isn't just its protein content. Although gram for gram, it delivers more protein than many animal-based sources. What matters more is how complete and bioavailable that protein is. Easy for the body to absorb and use to rebuild cartilage, reinforce joint tissue, and support lean muscle that reduces pressure on your joints. But spirulina doesn't stop at protein. It's packed with anti-inflammatory compounds like phycocyanin, a pigment that not only gives spirulina its deep green-blue color, but also actively blocks the molecules that trigger inflammation in the body. For aging adults, whose immune systems often stay slightly overactive, this natural immune modulation is key. It helps lower chronic joint swelling without the harsh side effects of medications. Spirulina also delivers B vitamins, iron, magnesium, and trace minerals that support energy, oxygen delivery to tissues, and muscle recovery after physical strain. And unlike heavy protein sources that can slow digestion or strain the liver, spirulina is incredibly light. A small daily serving, usually as a powder mixed into water or smoothies, can provide support without bloating, heaviness, or spikes in blood sugar. For those managing arthritis or joint pain tied to autoimmune conditions, spirulina offers gentle daily reinforcement, a way to keep inflammation down, tissue rebuilding steady, and energy levels more consistent. It's not a miracle, but it's a powerful microfood with macro benefits, especially when your joints are asking for relief and your body needs a partner in repair. Signs your joints are healing naturally. When you start feeding your joints what they actually need, not just painkillers, but real nutrients from real foods, healing begins in quiet, powerful ways. You may not wake up one morning and feel instantly cured, but your body will start sending you signals. Small, steady signs that inflammation is calming down, tissue is repairing, and movement is becoming smoother. These changes are subtle at first, but if you know what to look for, they're clear proof that your joints are no longer breaking down. They're building back. The first thing many people notice is a shift in morning stiffness. That heavy, locked-up feeling in your knees or sack when you get out of bed starts to ease up. You might still feel it, but it doesn't last as long. Instead of needing 20 or 30 minutes to feel functional, you're moving with more fluidity in the first few minutes of the day. This happens because inflammation, the root cause of that overnight joint stiffness, is starting to subside. The body isn't sending as many chemical messengers to the joints screaming danger, so the tension eases. It's a sign that your immune system is no longer overreacting, and your joints can begin to move more freely without the constant fog of irritation. Another powerful sign is increased range of motion. Tasks that used to feel tight, bending to tie your shoes, reaching overhead to get something off a shelf, climbing stairs without holding the railing, begin to feel less restrictive. This isn't just a matter of stretching. It means that the tissues around your joints, tendons, ligaments, and the cartilage itself are becoming more hydrated, less inflamed, and more flexible. That change doesn't happen overnight. It happens when you consistently feed your body the nutrients it needs to rebuild collagen, reduce swelling, and support the space inside the joints. Pain itself also changes. It becomes less sharp, less constant. For some, it shifts from a stabbing or grinding feeling to more of a dull ache that fades throughout the day. Or it no longer shows up during normal daily movements, but only when you push past your usual limits. And even then, it fades faster than it used to. This happens because the inflammatory chemicals that normally flood your joints during exertion are being replaced with healing signals. Growth factors, antioxidants, and nutrients like magnesium and omega-3s that help calm and repair. As your body receives less sugar, fewer processed oils, and more clean protein and fiber, the repair process speeds up and the damage slows down. You may also notice changes outside the joints themselves. Your muscles begin to feel stronger, more stable. Tasks that used to leave you sore the next day don't linger as long. Balance improves. There's a sense that your body is supporting itself again, rather than collapsing inward. This is because joint health is never isolated. It's deeply connected to your muscles, your circulation, your metabolism. When inflammation drops and strength builds, your body doesn't just feel better. It becomes more resilient. Even your sleep can improve. Joint pain often disrupts sleep, not just because of discomfort, but because inflammation interferes with the body's natural nighttime repair cycle. As your joints begin to heal, you may find yourself sleeping more deeply, waking up less often, and feeling more rested in the morning. This, in turn, creates a feedback loop. Better sleep means better repair. Better repair means better movement. And better movement means you continue feeding your recovery instead of your decline. One of the most overlooked signs of healing is confidence. You begin trusting your body again. You walk without thinking about every step. You bend without bracing. You lift something without hesitation. That confidence is built on real physical improvement, not just wishful thinking. And it's one of the clearest indicators that your joints are no longer locked in a pattern of damage, but moving toward restoration. Your joints don't heal with a bang. They heal in silence. Less pain in the morning, more freedom in the afternoon, more restful nights, and most of all, more control. These signs don't mean the journey is over, but they do mean it's working. And if you keep feeding your body what it needs, clean proteins, healing fats, anti-inflammatory plants, the quiet victories will grow louder. How to add them to your daily routine. Knowing which foods support your joints is only half the battle. The real power comes from putting them on your plate, day after day, meal after meal, until they're no longer remedies, but simply part of how you live. Because healing isn't just about what you try for a week. It's about what you repeat, what you come back to, what you do when no one's watching. And the good news is, working these joint-supporting plant proteins into your daily routine doesn't require a diet overhaul or complicated planning. It just takes consistency, a little intention, and a few easy habits. Start with your mornings. Most people skip breakfast or grab something fast and sugary. But this is the perfect time to give your body clean, inflammation-fighting fuel. You can stir a spoonful of spirulina powder into a smoothie with berries, almond milk, and a handful of hemp seeds. The protein, antioxidants, and healthy fats from that simple drink will set a different tone for the rest of the day. One that supports repair instead of feeding inflammation. If you prefer savory breakfasts, you can cook a small batch of quinoa ahead of time and warm it up with sautéed spinach, olive oil, and chickpeas for a powerful filling option that supports both energy and joint health. Lunch and dinner are where you can really build momentum. Toss lentils into your soups, grain bowls, or pasta sauces. Add chickpeas to salads, or roast them in the oven with a little turmeric and sea salt for a crunchy, satisfying snack that delivers both protein and anti-inflammatory power. Swap out white rice for quinoa in stir-fries or stews. Mix tofu into vegetable dishes, or bake it with herbs and a splash of tamari for a satisfying plant-based protein that's rich in calcium, a mineral your joints and bones depend on more than ever after 50. One of the easiest additions you can make is hemp seeds. They require no prep, no cooking, no cleanup. You just sprinkle them on oatmeal, yogurt, soups, salads, or even toast with avocado. In just a few teaspoons, you're getting complete protein, essential fatty acids, and minerals that most older adults don't get enough of. And because they're neutral in taste and gentle on digestion, they work for almost anyone, even those with sensitive stomachs. Spirulina takes a little more care. It's strong in flavor and best used in small amounts. But just a teaspoon a day in a smoothie, mixed with lemon water or stirred into vegetable juice, can deliver a huge nutrient boost. Think of it not as a meal, but as a daily supplement from food. A simple habit that supports your joints, immune system, and energy without the side effects of pills. The real key is repetition. These foods don't have to be perfect, and your meals don't have to be complicated. What matters is that they show up every day. That you give your body what it needs, not once, but consistently. Over time, these choices start working behind the scenes, in your gut, in your blood, in your joints, quietly building strength, lowering inflammation, and giving your body a break from the constant wear and tear of modern food and modern stress. You don't need to count grams or calories. You don't need to obsess. You just need to focus on building a plate that supports your recovery, not your breakdown. Start small if you need to. Add one of these proteins to one meal a day, then two, then three. Before long, it's not a routine. It's just how you eat now. And that quiet shift is how real healing begins. Because when you give your joints what they've been missing, not just rest, not just relief, but nourishment, they remember how to heal.